There's a version of you that died, and you didn't even notice. It happened slowly. You stopped chasing the things you once loved. You let the world convince you that your dreams are unrealistic, that settling is just part of growing up. Without realizing it, you bury the part of yourself that believed life could be extraordinary. You tell yourself you're just being practical, that you're adapting, doing what's necessary, but deep down, you feel it. The emptiness of a life that's safe, but not truly lived. Every day, you spend ignoring your passions, your purpose. That version of you drifts further away. The tragedy isn't that they're gone, it's that you let them go. You chose comfort over courage, routine over risk. So ask yourself, are you really alive or are you just existing?
People pleasing comes from fear and insecurity, meaning you're not true to yourself out of fear that you'll be judged, rejected, or abandoned.
The fear of rejection, even the potential hint at it, triggers an ancient part of the brain that, ooh, if I'm pushed to the edge or if I'm relegated out of the tribe, that's a near-death sentence because the wild is too wild. So belonging means safety. The brain is going, am I being rejected? Am I being rejected? Are they liking me? Or am I being accepted? That rejection acceptance thing is so powerful and so potent that it becomes overwhelming.
You haven't been choosing yourself for a long time. You've been putting other people's feelings, other people's wants above yours over and over and over again. And in that process, you lost yourself. Or at least lost a really big piece of yourself.
You see, for so long in my life, I was a people pleaser. I thought that the more I pleased people was the more that they would choose me, the more that they would stay by my side. One of the biggest lessons that I learned for myself is that the more we tend to please people, the more we tend to give ourselves away, is the more that we actually erase ourselves. It's like you burning down your house to try to keep everybody around you warm and then turning around and wondering why you have no place to stay, why you have no place to call your home.
I don't even recognize myself anymore. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like. I don't know my interests. I don't know what the future has in store for me. I can't let go from things in the past, and I constantly lament about things that I wish were different. I carry these regrets from not living enough in my teen years, and yet it only comes back to bite me because I lack my own personal identity now. And as I enter my late teens and early 20s, I'm still figuring it out while I feel as if everyone around me has it figured out. I still have a hard time understanding who I am because I never recognize myself.
When you're a child, when you're 4 or 5 or even younger, you have what the impulse voice is. You're very cued into who you are and what you like and what you don't like. Is you're 7, now you're getting older, and you're starting to not hear that voice anymore. You're hearing the voice of your teachers telling you, you're not good at this field, you need to get better at math. Your parents are starting to tell you, this is the career they want for you, or the direction they want you to go in, right? And so you go to college, you kind of maybe choose a major that seems practical that your parents want you to go into. And then you enter the work world brother, you're lost, right? Where should I go? Well, I need to make money, right? And so you make a choice based on the need to make a lot of money. But that can set you off on a very bad path. As you get older, it gets worse and worse and worse. So all of this noise enters your brain and you can't hear that anymore. You don't know who you are.
God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need. I see all this potential, and I see it squandered. We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. He was let go from that safe job. It was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
If you wake up in the morning and it kills you to get in the shower and put your clothes on, You are in the wrong place. You don't belong there. I'm telling you, you don't belong there. You know it. You know you don't belong there. You're just scared to make that move. That move is scary.
Change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of making a change.
There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass. And you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it. Until something fucking hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success to remind you of what you could have been. And then that fucking spark is born.
It's hard to be a loser, man. Making a mess of everything. Coach, I want to show people I can play. I can do something with my life. I just want to make my son proud.
You can't become the best version of yourself unless you're willing to neglect who you are today. The bad habits, the bad friendships, the bad relationships, the bad ideas, the bad mindset. And if you want to get to the next level, it'll cost you. There is a price to success.
People are in a place that they don't want to be until they get to a place that they do. And I think of it like a lonely chapter. They're so different that they can't resonate with their old set of friends. But they're not yet sufficiently developed that they've created their new set of friends. And there's this temptation to go back to the old patterns, the old ways of thinking. Everybody's trying to grow, and there is an incentive for you to stay in the same place because not that many people grow. Most people don't change. You're gonna have to do something that makes you more different, more weird, more easy to be mocked. This is not a bug, it is a feature. It's a part of moving from a place that you do not want to be to one that you do. And when you get to the stage where you're faced with some personal growth decision, you're always gonna have to make this value exchange of, do I wanna move forward on my own, or do I wanna go back with my friends?
You know, it's gonna be a lot of people out there that don't like what you're doing. They're gonna call you weird, they ain't gonna understand it, they're gonna hate on you. But as long as you like what you're doing, that's all that matters. Keep doing you.
To regular society, to people who wake up at 9 a.m., who clock out at 5 p.m., they would look at me and say, I've lost my mind. But me, I have found it almost.
I've wasted my life hanging out with a bunch of guys just like you. And they all go away at a certain point. So I'm having my own little, okay, well, what have I done with my life so far? So far, fucking nothing. I'm seeing what it's like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
When you're 30 and you're in this situation. And there was like one night where I'd stay up all night long, and rather than give myself excuses, I would look at everything that I'm fucking up in my life or everything I'm not doing or whatever, and just not give myself any fucking excuses out, just like nail it. And I would spend like all night laying out everything I'm doing that's wrong, and then I would spend the last 2 hours figuring out how I can change it. I decided to change my life.
A lot of people can't be alone with themselves. They can't.
Right.
I can be alone with myself. I don't need to talk to nobody or nothing. I can talk to myself and figure it out. A lot of people don't want to face themselves.
Right.
And that's an act of valor. That's commendable. Because through isolation is where we reach elevation. That's when most of my epiphanies happen, when I'm alone.
Nobody knows but you. You can't get advice on what you should do with your life. You got to take your shot. As much as you want people to agree and you want the people around you to be supporting your dreams and all, it's not going to be like that all the time. You got to do it alone.
I know you're going to have to do almost everything alone up here. And you're going to have to go through hell. Worse than any nightmare that you ever dreamed. But in the end, I know you'll be the one standing.
I know what darkness looks like. I know what it feels like to be alone with no motivation, no drive, no passion. For the first 20-some years of my life, it was just darkness. But if you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
Whenever I get to a low point where I think, why do I even bother? I just remind myself, this is where most people stop, and this is why they don't win. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like, and this is why most people can't do it, but you can.
Sometimes I get up and run, I see guys, and I like to hang out. I see people in the car, they party, they came from partying and hanging out, and I said, wow. They look like they're having fun in there, because you see a guy with his girl in the back there, I created it. And I'm the guy, this guy's over there having fun, I'm running.
Dedication, hard work. Dedication, hard work. I'm a one-man army. One-man army. The world can go against me, I'm still come on top.
Never stop fighting. No matter what anyone says, no matter how they try to compromise you, compromise your vision. If it's in your gut, if it's in your soul, there's nothing, there's no worldly possessions that should come between you and your expression.
Anybody that makes you please them, anybody that makes you do certain things to keep them, is not somebody that you should call your friend, your family, or your love. Because it's not love. When I stopped doing that, I started to realize that I don't have to change myself. I definitely don't have to please people to keep them present in my reality. Because the best act of a human is allowing yourself to be yourself, to live unapologetically you, and then people who are around you love you for you. Stop pleasing people to make them stay. It's not real. It's not real love.
And now you're trying to piece that back together. You're choosing yourself again, and that feels lonely. That feels confusing. That feels like a new feeling. It feels isolating, and you're not quite sure what to do about it. But you're doing the right thing. Choosing yourself is not only healthy, it is necessary for you to heal. You have to be able to say no to people. You have to be able to put yourself first. You are the most important relationship that you have. So you should take care of that. You should put yourself first, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, because you deserve to heal.